What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another haul video, a smorgasbord of hauls, if you will. And before we get into all that, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as the bell notification. So when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. But as long as you watch it, we appreciate you. So if you want to see what I picked up today, stay tuned for the video. So, if you have not already done so, go ahead and go to the 900 subscriber giveaway. We are at the time of this recording 880 subscribers, so only 20 subscribers away from hitting that 900 milestone. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click the link down below and see how you can enter to win the 900 subscriber giveaway, which is this Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Omnibus. And we've already announced the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which is this 9.8 CBCS slab of the Wolverine 1 C2E2 variant, the banana cover, whatever you want to call it. But that's what we're going to be giving away at the 1,000. And that link is down below as well. So I made a run at Target, had a little time between stops, and made a run at Target. And normally Target has been not very fruitful for me because the toy shelves ever since Christmas have been very barren. I don't know if it has to do with the whole COVID deal or what the nonsense is, but regardless, they've been pretty barren most places, most Targets I've been. And this is rather an old one, but I ended up finding this one, and that is the Robin Earth 22. Of course, this is the Jokerized Robin with the Batman the Merciless Build-A-Figure with it. It also comes with chains. So I need to get the Batman Who Laughs, and I'll probably get another one of these so that there'd be multiple ones. That'd be pretty cool, like there is in the comic. And I guess now I need to collect the rest of the Merciless figure. Who knows? But pretty cool pick up there. I try to keep my toy selections down to a certain amount, just because of room. The comics take kind of precedent, and there are enough of them already. But tell me what you think about those pickups. And if you would like to see toy reviews from toys like this and others where I get the camera up close and kind of see the different varying points of articulation, let me know in the comments down below. So hit up the LCS, and it was a decent size, a regular size week. It wasn't a big week by no means, but the regular size week. Picked up Infinite Frontier #0. So I was kind of on the fence about this. As you know, when it comes to DC, I'm not a DC guy. I read Batman, and that's about it. Now, having said that, we realize that Batman is a large part of what DC is, especially these days. But there was a couple Batman stories in here. I think this is picking up where Dark Knight's Death Metal left off, going into Future State, coming back from Future State, I think. And so I said, well, we'll give it a shot. So I'm glad that we're back on the Tinian run of Batman. Not that I was not impressed, because I was with the Future State stuff, but I'm ready to get back into the main storyline, ready to see where he's going to take the deal. I feel like it's going to be better than what we got in the last few issues, because he was planning on getting off that title at 100, and you can kind of see from 100 to 105 that it was just kind of a mail-in deal. Ghostmaker was in it, but it was just kind of a throwaway story almost, because here you have a major player in Bruce's life only to show up and then say, okay, join me. Okay. He went to fixing to kill you to just like that join you. I think they introduced him, but we've yet to see the last of Ghostmaker. So I'm interested to see what he does with that, Clown Hunter and others. Hopefully, we'll get as big of a fan of the Joker I am. Batman has a huge rogue gallery. Ready to see some other stuff. I heard that they're going to be doing some stuff with Scarecrow, which would be pretty interesting. So we'll see how it goes. This one also features a story for Robin, which is done by Josh Williamson, which does a good job with the Flash book. Interesting thing that this is a $4.99 book. There is an extra story in here. So is this the new norm? I don't know. Maybe this is like a number one of sorts, and so it's a little more expensive to start. I don't know. Hopefully they go back to the $3.99. I kind of doubt it though. This as well as a $4.99. Now this is a wraparound cover, and it shows the whole Bat family, which they're essentially now including Harley Quinn in that. I don't know what to think about this whole anti-hero movement to make every villain a hero. Some people are just not redeemable. Of course, with this, they also have the Joker and Punchline, so maybe it's not a rogues gallery, because if that was the case, they couldn't even fit everybody on here. There's Ghostmaker, Huntress, Oracle, and all that. So I really wish they would go back on Red Hood to having the new 52 type Red Hood. There, I like that one better. Berserker, of course, everybody knows about this thing. Boom has got this big push, and hopefully it does well for them. Somebody like Keanu Reeves getting involved in the story with Matt Kent, Ron Garney on the art, can't do nothing but be good for the industry. Boom is probably the best publisher to do something with it, aside from just publicize it. Obviously, Marvel can do a really good job with that, but Boom, I think, can not only do a good job with that, but they can also do something with it, make it worthwhile. Marvel can, do a couple good splash pages, but as far as making a good story that will sell, I don't know. So Berserker #1. So I'm going to be interested to read that. And any of these books that I picked up today, I want you to tell me what you think about them. And are you picking them up? And have you read them? And if so, what was your take on them? And going with Fresh Comics, I decided to saw this. I actually wanted the incentive invariant for that, which was a Mike Diodato cover. I thought was the better cover, but there was no way in Hades that my LCS was going to order that many of an AWA upshot thing. So it's #1 of 5. Did this with American Ronin, which was the other title. Currently, what's the other title that AWA is printing out? Erratic. I like that. Year Zero is supposed to be fun. I haven't never read it. American Ronin was kind of lackluster at best, in my opinion. But yeah, I said, well, let me give this a shot. It seemed like an interesting premise. And so if it's not, if it's just like too bad, I probably won't go past issue 1. But if it's just decent, I'll go ahead and get all 5 issues and see where we go. Firepower #9. Joining, I think Robert Kirkman's doing a fantastic job with the storyline. I can't gush or enough about it. And so it's really well paced. So definitely a good pickup. Hellions #10, kind of the surprise X title that I would continue to pick up because I thought it was just going to be a throwaway. I picked up #1. I said, well, I'll get the Sword of X or X of Swords tie-in, which I knew was coming at that point. But it's been an interesting read, and so this is an homage to an old Uncanny X-Men where Havoc and Banshee and Polaris and somebody else whose name escapes me right now are in the same pose with Arcade in the back. So this is an homage to that issue there. So kind of cool. Star Wars High Republic. So everything in Star Wars is hot right now. It's starting to kind of cool off, it seems. But, it was interesting to me, or what will be interesting to me is I know that Marvel has done this big rollout with High Republic as the next big era in Star Wars lore. They've got books, they got young adult books, they've got the adventure series from IDW, they got the Marvel series, the whole 9 yards. They're really doing a big rollout, and they've got some big names on there like Charles Soule on some of these books. But It'd be interesting to see if they live up to the hype. Kind of like what I was talking about with Berserker. Marvel is really good at the hype, but not necessarily on the delivery. Kind of like a snake oil salesman at times. Obviously, they can track the talent because they can write the checks, but um, in the art department. The writing department sometimes is lackluster, and that's probably more of the fault of the editorial, because I can imagine, anything with any depth or any kind of gravitas is tossed to the side by the editorial editor, whatever, whoever it is. So High Republic, obviously, we're still relatively new in. They're new characters, so I don't have the emotional attachment, if you will, that you would have to say Luke or Yoda, which Yoda's in this, but it's just kind of a background character as of right now. Uh, so still early in the game to kind of give it a this is a bunch of load of crap, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting that this is going to go nowhere fast. And Star Wars be darned. They're doing a fantastic job on the regular Star Wars, the Darth Vader title. The Bounty Hunter's okay. Now they're going to do kind of a tie-in deal, so that should prove interesting. Hopefully, it's not a load of garbage like a lot of Marvel's tie-ins are. But yeah, so jury for me is still out on High Republic, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Having said that, I have picked up both the number 1 and number 2 of the Star Wars High Republic Adventures. There's a new character right here. So these are chock full of new characters. So I get them for the purposes of, hey, I'm going to see if it's worth anything. And if it's not, then I'll sell it. And then hopefully it'll be worth something to someone so that they'll pay something for it if I decide I want to get rid of it. Then we've got Walking Dead Deluxe. I know I say this every single time, but I keep coming back with these cool Finch covers, like the series. What I need to do is just go buy one, see where the volume 1 ends, what issue, and say, okay, I'm going to go to that issue, and it's a hard cut off, and then see where issue, and then pick up the volumes, and then that way I'll quit picking up these $3.99 deals. And it's not as much about the $3.99. Obviously, the black and whites volume are going to be a lot cheaper. It's not as much about that as much as it is about space. So Noctura. So this was a kind of a Indiegogo or a crowdfunding thing that Scott Snyder and Tony Daniels did. I didn't get on board with it. I should have, probably. We'll see if I regret it once I read the first issue. It seems an interesting premise, and Scott Snyder is usually on point. So he's one of those guys that, okay, if he's writing it, I'm going to give it a shot. It might be a load of crap at the end of the day, but I'm going to give it a shot because he's done such good work in the past. And so Nocturna number 1, there was a lot of covers for it. I just chose the A cover. Tony Daniels did that one. Now, I got these in the mail from VK on Comics. VK on Comics, you can find him usually on the Saturday Morning Cartoon Crew, Saturday mornings at 1 p.m. on this channel right here. He also has his own YouTube channel as well as Instagram. He does a lot of card box breaks and things of that sort, so check him out. So he was on, and when I'm doing my selling, a lot of times, all of us, because we're collectors first, we'll end up buying from each other, essentially trading money around, trading books. And he had these books up there, and they were just going for too cheap for me to let them go to somebody else. I don't typically like to outbid people that when I'm hosting, especially, I don't like to outbid them. But I don't, either nobody was bidding, or it was just like so low it was ridiculous, and so I ended up jumping in. And so these are books that Mark over at Legion of Comics, who, by the way, hit his 500 subscriber mark. So congratulations to him, as well as he's going to be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. So go check out Legion of Comics. And these books, and the only reason why I said him was because every time I come up with these Hulk books that I'm not collecting Hulk, but I seem to be getting, here's a good 15 center Hulk 138, Fighting the Sandman, of more Spider-Man fame, featuring the fearful fate of Betty Ross. So this one's kind of a little rough around the edges. And then we've got 129, The Glob, not to be confused with The Blob, but The Glob. Can't hold on, going to fall. Oh no, Hulk. You'll be okay, Hulk. You'll be okay. You've seen worse. But yeah, so Hulk 129. Then we got 128. So Hulk, he's right below us. We found the Hulk. The Green Gargantuan battles the mighty Avengers. No place to run, so I stand and fight. Yeah, Hulk. I mean, look, you were part of the founding member. You can handle these cats. You can handle them. So this is a Herb Trimpe cover. I'm not sure about the. Yeah, that one's a Herb Trimpe cover. I don't see the signature on the first one, but so Herb Trimpe did a long run of Hulk books. Hulk 181, probably the most famous of them. And then we've got Hulk 140, the brute that shouted love at the heart of the atom. Dun, dun, dun. So nice little Hulk books. And he threw this book in here. This is Doctor Strange 173. Got a Dormammu cover. I'm going to be getting rid of this. So threw this in. So it's missing pages. So I'm not sure what pages it's missing. Looks like it got wet at some point too. Okay, so some kid cut some stuff out. Oh, he cut the figure out. So you can tell where he cut the legs out. So he cut the whole figure out, and what was the leftover they threw back in there. So I guess that was Doctor Strange, maybe. And then he cut somebody out right there. Some little kid should be shot at high noon. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Doctor. Yeah. So they took him all the way out right there. And so whatever, stupid little kid, little punk. So Gene Colan on the art and Roy Thomas on the writing. So can't believe a kid. All right. Well, he threw that in, so I mean, I didn't pay nothing for it, so it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So, what do you think about the haul? What do you think about these new comic books? I've paired so that cost me after my discounts and stuff a little over $40. That's about average for me if I'm just talking about new comic books. And so you're talking about 160, still not a chump change, but certainly less than a lot of people comic books. Because I don't, go into a lot of the variant covers and go hog wild on most of those. I do on some. That's not all of them. But that's about where I'm at. And if you looked or recall, so that's 2 DC. So I had 2 DC, 1, 2, 3 Image, 1 Boom, 1 AWA, and 1 IDW. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 indies, 2 DC, and 2 Marvel. So think about that, Marvel. 3 DCs. So think about that, Marvel. Here's a guy whose most of his collection is made up of Marvel, and more oftentimes than not these days, my pickups are less Marvel. They're more DC, which is strange. But because, like I said before, I really don't get anything but Batman. And more indies. So, Marvel, are you losing your readership, and are you okay with it by either raising prices or selling a bazillion covers? That's another story, another question for another day. Tell me what you think about these pickups, and if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification so you know when videos like this drop ever so randomly. Be sure to check the links out below to enter the giveaways. Also, for all of your collecting needs, be sure to visit gocollect.com. You can sign up for a free account, or for paid services, you can get more information regarding uh, recent sales of and uh, purple labels versus regular labels, so on and so forth. And so check out gocollect.com for all of your collecting needs. And until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.